What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we have some interesting news, or could be exciting news, depending upon how you look at it, as it looks like undefeated 3-division world champion, 2-division undisputed world champion, now the reigning unified welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is 40 wins, no losses, no draws. He has 31 big wins by way of knockout. He is 36 years of age, 5'8", with a 74-inch arm reach. Terrence Crawford is coming off of the biggest, most lucrative win of his career, July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, when he took on and defeated now former unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Earl "The Truth" Spence Jr., who was top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, now with a record of 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'9.5", with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, they fought. Terrence Crawford won the fight. It was a highly anticipated showdown. Terrence Crawford was victorious. It made him undisputed in 2 separate weight classes. Now they have a rematch clause, to which Errol Spence activated the rematch, and it looks like they're going to rematch probably March, April. And Terrence Crawford is going to move to 154, junior middleweight, and have the rematch. As Errol Spence, he stated it's not easy for him to make 147 pounds. He wants to move to 154, and he wants his opportunity there. Terrence Crawford, in the contract, had the option to choose what weight class it took place in, and he's automatically going to get a bigger share of the pie. Nonetheless, Terrence Crawford has already been stripped of his International Boxing Federation title, the IBF, better known as the IBF, with Mr. Darryl Peoples, and undefeated welterweight, now newly crowned IBF world champion, superstar boxer, the Phenom, as I refer to him as, Jaron "Boots" Ennis, who is now 31 wins, no losses, no draw, 28 big wins by way of knockout, 26 years of age, 5'10", with a 74-inch arm reach. He's been elevated to the IBF super champion. He was the IBF international champion. He was the mandatory challenger for Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., and Terrence Crawford beating Errol Spence, he inherited Jaron "Boots" Ennis as his mandatory, okay? Now Terrence Crawford been stripped of that belt. Now it looks like the WBC, the World Boxing Council, President Mauricio Suleiman, board of 32 members, are going to be forced to make a decision as Terrence Crawford is getting ready to move up in weight. And they have the WBA regular champion in Mexican star title contender Mario Barrios. 28 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 18 wins by way of knockout. Mario Barrios is 28 years of age, 6 feet tall, with a 71-inch arm reach. He is the WBC interim champion right now, after he beat Yordenis Ugas back in September of this year. So with that said, Terrence Crawford is about to vacate the WBC title. Now, Terrence Crawford has a great relationship with the WBC, so I'm sure they're not going to do anything to embarrass him and strip him. He wasn't fond of the way the IBF stripped him of his title, seeing as though he inherited Jaron "Boots" Ennis as his mandatory. And then at the same token, he has to honor the rematch clause that Errol Spence has and activated. So there's nothing he could do about fighting Jaron "Boots" Ennis next. So with that said, Terrence Crawford didn't have an option. And now he's going to go to 154, and he's looking for just the biggest fights. So he's going to be vacating the WBC title. Father, trainer, manager of Jaron "Boots" Ennis, that being Bozy Ennis, recently stated on YSM Sports. Shout out to YSM Sports. Go subscribe to YSM Sports. He recently made a statement on YSM Sports, to which he stated that that fight is going to happen. And so I did my homework, and it said that Errol Spence is going to push for the fight to be at 154 against Terrence Crawford, the immediate rematch. And Terrence Crawford is going to vacate his titles. Terrence Crawford is not going to stay at 147. He's looking for the biggest and best opportunities. He's actually looking to go jump 3 weight classes. Well, it would be 2 by the time this is done, and fight 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer who is the undisputed super middleweight world champion, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is widely acknowledged and recognized as the face of the sport of boxing with a record of 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 70-inch arm reach. He wants to create history. Now, if he fights and rematches Errol Spence at 154, it won't be him jumping 3 weight classes, it'll be 2. And he's looking to become undisputed in 3 separate weight classes. If he could fight and beat Canelo Alvarez, who seemed to be one of the best fighters of his generation. I think Terrence Crawford is the best fighter of his generation, but nonetheless, one of them is Canelo Alvarez. So he had his sights set on 3-time junior middleweight world champion, former undisputed junior middleweight world champion, but still the unified junior middleweight world champion, superstar boxer Jermell Iron Man Charlo. But Jermell Charlo, he jumped up from 54 to 68 to challenge Canelo Alvarez September 30th on the undercard as the main event, where Mario Barrios fought as the undercard to fight Canelo Alvarez, and he lost. He got dropped in the 7th round, then he lost unanimous decision in favor of Canelo Alvarez. Then he came back down and he was stripped of his WBO title. Now Australian star WBO junior middleweight world champion Tim Tszyu is the champion now. So he was stripped of his title. So he's no longer the undisputed champion. That's the fight he had his sights set on. And he had a lackluster performance, Jermell Charlo did. So Terrence Crawford has his sights set on the biggest fights. He's 36. He'll be 37 next September. He has this fight with Errol Spence. He's fighting once a year. He's not fighting, multiple times. So, he's trying to secure his legacy and get out the sport of boxing. So he's not going to challenge or come back down to 47 and fight Mario Barrios or Jaron Boots Ennis. So he's going to vacate the belt, which means you're going to get Mario Barrios elevated to the WBC super champion when Terrence Crawford vacates it. And then Jaron Boots Ennis and Mario Barrios now becomes a unification bout, which is huge for Jaron Boots Ennis. He gets to unify the belts, becomes a unified champion in the welterweight division. And Mario Barrios had a very, very good win over Yordenis Ugas. So that was a good performance over Yordenis Ugas. He showed durability against Keith Thurman, his first fight at welterweight, after getting knocked out by by Gervonta Tank Davis. So this is a fight that Boots Ennis, first fight and defending his IBF title in the unification bout, that's huge. I mean, the WBC, they allowed Canelo Alvarez to do it when he fought for the WBA title and the vacant WBC title. So now we can get a unification bout between Jaron Boots Ennis and Mario Barrios, and this will catapult Jaron Boots Ennis into a different conversation because I believe he'll be successful. I believe he's going to win the fight. I think he's going to stop Mario Barrios. He's explosive. He's big, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. He has the ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox. He's very fast hands, very fast feet, extremely high ring IQ. Just a bad matchup for Mario Barrios. And so I expect Jaron Boots Ennis to be the victor in that fight. And then he forces big name like Keith Thurman to make a fight happen. Or, maybe he moves up. Who knows? But he looking to become undisputed at welterweight. So these big fights, Terrence Crawford fight, Errol Spence fight for Jaron Ennis is just simply not going to happen. But a Keith Thurman fight can happen, especially if he beat Mario Barrios. He's the unified champion. He can make a fight then with Amanda Stanionis, fight and beat him. He will be a 3-belt holder. Amanda Stanionis holds the WBA regular title, and eventually, obviously, Terrence Crawford is going to vacate that belt. So he vacates that belt. Stanionis will become the WBA super champion. Now, Jaron Boots Ennis could fight him, become a 3-belt world champion, right? So there's big fights for him. This is exciting. I like this fight for Jaron Ennis. I think he'll be a heavy favorite in this fight. But it's still a very big quality name fight and a unification bout. It makes sense. So it looks like that's what we're going to get next. Can't wait. Want to see it. And I think Jerron Ennis gets a 8th round stoppage victory over Mario Barrios in a tough fight. Mario Barrios is a tough competitor. He's big. He's rangy. He could box. He's durable. But I got Jerron Boots Ennis winning. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.